This one's right back here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. One of these candidates for mayor. Can you believe it? Paul Tay has been arrested, convicted for outraging the public morals, and that he did it for publicity, and they're sentencing him to 9 months in jail and a $500 fine.
Well, the prosecutor is just pursuing a completely unconstitutional argument and tripe.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's sort of like a red herring. It's a non sequitur. It doesn't make sense. Well, they're saying that essentially his intent was wrong.
Well, to outrage our morals,
They're trying to divine his intent, which is impossible.
Yes.
And then they're saying that he requires some kind of reason they approve of to express his first.
Oh yeah,
right.
Oh yeah.
I mean, both are ridiculous.
They don't agree of your reason, then your free speech doesn't matter.
Now, first of all, I'll have to say I just don't agree with Paul Tay in a whole lot. I don't like what he was doing. I think it's ridiculous and insane.
Yeah.
But under the Constitution, he has an absolute right to do what he did.
Yeah. Well, unoffensive speech doesn't need a First Amendment protecting it. Right? It's offensive speech. Here's how I put it, and I posted this up on 3D Politics. I said, well, sadly, the Tulsa District Court is playing right into Paul Tay's hands again.
Paul Tay's outsmarted them again.
This genius nutcase will likely win
That's a stretch.
a landmark ruling in his appeal, and he needs to appeal this because this law is so horribly vague and arbitrary that it was used 50 years ago to keep black men from dating white women.
That's not arbitrary.
No black man 50 years ago stood in traffic with a plastic dildo saying, the things
That's the history they taught you, Tom.
No.
That's right. My white privilege education.
Now, and I talked to Al Gerhardt, Sooner Tea Party.
And Al loves Paul.
Yeah,
Paul and Al are great friends. They're very close.
Let me say this.
Very close.
Al said when he was charged with all this blackmail of a state senator and they were trying to get him on wire crimes and everything, well, they were trying to plea bargain with him. And this was David Prater. His people plea bargaining.
We'll take just one of your fingers,
And
Al.
you know what they offered him? They offered Al Gerhardt, we will drop this down to one charge, outraging public morals.
That's what they got Socrates on, too.
And Al said it to me this way, and I thought he had some good insight. And Al's got a lot of friends in law and officers of the court. He said, when they don't have a good case on a specific law, and by law I mean it says you can't, expose your genitals. That's a specific thing, right? This is their catch-all thing that they only use in plea bargaining because they never bring this charge to a jury trial. The reason is there's a high likelihood if it ever gets put to a criminal case, it will likely be overturned as unconstitutionally vague.
The Supreme Court.
So Paul may become legendary.
He's already legendary.
Yeah,
he's the most famous Olsen on the internet.
Well, next to Biker Fox.
Look at Paul Tay's video on YouTube.
I didn't know you knew Biker.
Biker Fox is pretty famous. He looks like Benjamin Franklin with form-fitting biker clothes.
After he wrecks, people come to his rescue. He says, "No, that was a stunt."
But YouTube Paul Tay debate, Tay. I think he's got millions of views on this. But how do you even compete against this guy? He's a genius, Tom. I don't know that you should run against
Tom. If this show doesn't work, I want you to go back into Stage Productions, bring out your obnoxious party guest, and for intermission, we need to do a stage show dance-off between Paul Tay and Biker Fox right there at Kane's Ballroom.
I'd rather have a bike race. Keep going, guys. Keep going.
All right, what were you saying?
I was saying Paul Tay has a flaw in his marketing model. His price point is way too low.
Yeah.
So, for $1, you're never going to make it on a buck.
Yeah, no. Okay, but those were my 3 updates, and I got this thing about, you heard of trick or treat. Have you ever heard of bicycles or baseball bats?
Oh, yeah. I heard this is the bait bicycle baseball bat beating.
You
Right?
snap people, right, with a tasty, a delicious, irresistible bicycle.
No,
So-
hold on. I'm not done with the Paul Tate
Okay,
thing.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
first of all, you promoted last week that he was going to be at this marijuana debate with a table set up front.
Yeah, that's
Will
next Tuesday night. We'll be there.
Next Tuesday night, we're going to be there for this marijuana debate. Will he have an ankle bracelet on, or is Paul Tate going to
I
have
think
a table there?
he might be wearing a helmet.
Will he have any adult accessories?
I'm just saying, is he going to be there?
I don't know if Paul's got people who are going to show up, but I assume he's already serving. I think he's already serving at the
He
David
was
L.
asking to be
Moss.
serviced. He doesn't service.
Okay, I walked into
Okay,
that.
so now the other thing about the Paul, so I don't expect Paul Tay in person at the marijuana debate
I doubt it.
on Tuesday.
But when I was talking to some of the lawmakers, I said, look, we have to plan for him to be there.
I don't care if he's there. Okay, go ahead.
Well, and if we make an accommodation with certain requirements, and if he doesn't meet those requirements, we get to kick him out.
Don't be arrested.
Yeah, well, my thing is, Paul, don't try to steal the show, and we'll let you have your table set up in the back. And that was my deal.
My question
And
is
the lawmaker-
a lot more simple than that. Is he still going to have people show up with a table? Or is his arrest mean he's no longer participating in the...
No, I think the proponents of 808, certainly they're still
And that's
filed.
him.
They still have. Well, he filed it.
Okay, so 808's going to be there whether he's there represented or not.
Yeah, usually if one or two people file it, but there's a whole organization behind an idea when you're going to put it to a state question. And
Okay, so the last thing I want to say about Paul Tay, and this is really a mistake in my opinion about law enforcement. If they can't arrest a guy and charge him for outraging public decency or whatever, they should have arrested him over the last 10 years for causing traffic backup and problems. That was literally a public
Safety thing.
safety
Yeah.
hazard. They
But the
should have
problem-
arrested him then.
Yeah, I know. It's just how do you the guy's going to be constantly a public nuisance. He just is. And the guy is genius at walking up to the
I
line
don't know why
without
you keep
going
saying
over.
just not genius. It doesn't take a genius for me to
Okay.
take a monkey wrench and
Okay.
knock over
Paul,
the house of
keep in
cards.
mind-
Yeah, full disclosure,
Scott-
Paul is Tom's political opponent.
Okay,
so
no. To me, genius is not.
I beat him handily.
Genius is not a compliment in my book. I work with a lot of mentally ill who are geniuses. Okay, there's still a danger. Okay,
I wouldn't suggest what he does is suck my dick for $1 is not the words of a genius. Okay, I'm sorry.
There you
I'm
said
just
it.
sorry. Yeah, you're gonna keep pushing the genius routine.
No,
I mean,
I'm talking about all of the antics he's done over the decades. He has been really good at just bringing it right up to the edge of the cliff without that thing that ends him
he's an instigator.
being down in Big Mac.
He's a
You know?
professional instigator.
Yeah, so there's
I
problems.
totally disagree. I mean, you
Well,
He does seem to be unstable and
anybody-
very
thank you.
difficult to work
But see,
with.
you can have a genius who's very unstable,
Yeah.
and I think Paul
He's the
Tay
opposite
is
of the
that
president.
he's the illustration in the dictionary.
stable
He's a
genius.
very unstable.
Unstable genius, yes.
Unstable genius, Paul Tay. Stable genius,
There
President
you
Trump.
go. There
Yeah.
you go.